Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Ann Feinstein. I want to welcome all of you to our Fusion X-Tribe Leadership Webcast. We hold this every Tuesday night, and I want to welcome all of you, all of our guests this evening, all of our new team members, and of course, our leadership team around the United States and down into Latin America. Welcome to everyone. I'm excited about tonight because we have a really power-packed team of leadership, as you can see down at the bottom of the screen, prepared tonight to talk about some exciting aspects to our business, about our products, and of course, where our team is going from a strategy and exciting activity level. But first, I have to tell you that since we've all gotten back from the Dallas event and the excitement that brought everybody to a really great place of focus and strategy and new activities, rank advancements, I have to tell you that what's exciting is to see the reactions and the feedback that we're getting about the products, the reactions and the feedback we're getting about the new BioPro. And I know all of you have heard, as we've been rolling this out piece by piece, there are 3 BioPro proteins that are now available here in the United States. It's exciting. We have the active, and that's just for general overall wellness, and it's really supporting the immune system, brain development, great for the entire family. We have our fit, which is getting tremendous success. People are calling and talking about the weight management and the weight loss, the feeling of vitality as they're going through that. And now we have the sport, which is great for people who are very active and people who are, participating in active activities and sport-minded. And here in our house, the active and the fit, the 2 that we really love here in chocolate, as well as the hazelnut chocolate and the vanilla, are huge hits. And I want to give a really big shout out to my husband, David, who had come home from Dallas, and he just was so revved up about everything information that he picked up about the BioPro and how he could incorporate this into his daily activities and getting some ideas and sharing information with different people there at the event, and really looking at even some of the products that he hadn't really been using on a daily basis, but putting all that together and getting serious about not only the Fusion products he was using, but what he was eating, exercising. He's down 17 pounds. And he is so excited about what's going on here in our home that it's just elevated and turned up the excitement here. Whereas everyone that walks in the house now, he's sitting them down and telling them about the BioPro, and he's telling them about the different products, and he's showing them the basket in the kitchen, and he is so freaking excited. I get such a kick out of this. And every time he sits down with his Turmo tea and with the liquid fiber, or when he's having any one of the products, the grin on his face, the excitement of his drinking about how delicious these are, is something that I honestly hadn't seen in our entire 30 years in this profession. So guys, what I'm going to talk to you tonight and share with you with some of my great leadership that are here with us is that we've got something so special. We've got something so dynamic that people are talking about it, sharing it, grabbing new people into the business, new customers. And so we want to kick tonight off with a very special lady who I've come to absolutely adore out in Des Moines, Iowa. She's a gold leader of a great team here across the U.S. She's doing awesome things with the 360 leadership. And she's going to explain to you what that means. But she hit I think the number 3 or 4 out of the entire United States last month in the 360 leadership. And so I asked her to come on, talk about what she's doing, how she's getting new customers, and what is her strategy for achieving that level of success. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Isa O'Hara. Isa, over to you.
Well, thank you so much, Ann. It is just so wonderful to see you and all my friends on the webcast. It's always so much fun for me to do this, and I just appreciate that amazing introduction. I adore Ann and David both, and all the little perritos in their home. I'm a dog lady. So the 360 leadership program, I was so excited when I heard about this because I love to get pins. I don't know why. I just think it's kind of fun. And what this is between you and your customers, not your team members, but your customers, you purchase 360 points worth of product in a month, in a Fusion month. So it's always by weeks. And so how I did this is, number one, I have products on hand. I have to have products on hand in my home to, number one, drink myself. My son, who plays football in college, he has to have products for him. Right now, he's an offensive lineman, so he's trying to gain 30 pounds in muscle, if you can imagine. And so the BioPro Sport is an essential product for him. He's drinking that at least 2 times a day to try to get that muscle built up. And also, I have to have samples to hand out to people. I have samples put together all the time in my purse. They look like this, and you can use like Ziploc bags or whatever you like. I just have little plastic bags, and I make these labels. I just print them up on my printer. Is that right side up? Yes, it's right side up. And I keep those with me, so when I meet somebody and they talk about, oh my gosh, they need some energy, or, whatever they talk about, then I can say, hey, would you want to try some of these products? They're all natural, no preservatives, no GMOs. You guys understand what the products are about. And I give them to them. I get their information so I can follow up with them a little bit later. At the same time, I might send them, I'll put them right into my app and send them a video on the Vita Energy, or maybe just send them a link to all the product videos so they can take a look at it. The other thing I do is I do a lot of networking. I belong to a networking group. I love people. I love meeting new people, so I do it as much as I can. And in the networking group, the way that works is you're giving referrals for each other in the group, so you learn about each other. Now, if you do join a networking group and you've never been in one before, do know that it takes a little bit of time to build that trust and that relationship with each other, so that people will, number one, trust you to buy your products, but number two, to refer you to their friends. And so they'll talk about their friends, their kids, their mother, their cousin, whoever, and they'll keep that referral going. So also with so I keep boxes so I can just sell a box if I need to right then. Also, if people are long distance, they can just go online and order their own boxes. And what a lot of people don't know is if a customer orders 100 PV of product at any time, they get free shipping too. So everybody gets free shipping if they order 100 PV. 4 boxes of protein gives you 100 PV. So you just need 4 or 5 boxes of any of the products, and they have 100 PV, and they get the free shipping. And they can also do the auto ships. They get the 10% off if they want a discount. I live kind of a princess life. I'm almost all the way to my complete princess status, but I'm about 90% there now. And in my princess life, I get facials, and I have my eyelashes done, and I like to get massages, and I get my car washed, and I do lots of things. So in my princess life, I hand out samples because, who doesn't want samples from a princess? I would. So, and then of course, the people I give samples to, and they're talking to their friends, because I had somebody else who, the place where I get my facials, one of the ladies who was there, who's not there all the time when I'm there, but I saw her at a baby shower. She's like, I need to talk to you about that stuff. Christina was telling me about it, and I need some. And I was like, and I had samples with me, so I gave her the sample pack right there. And so she'll be a great customer as well. And I just actually got a Facebook message right before we started this webcast from another one of my customers who loves the protein. I need more protein now, was her message to me. So it's really fun. It's really easy. It's just a matter of finding those people. I am not one who goes out and tells folks if they want 1 or 2 boxes. I don't tell them, well, just sign up as an entrepreneur and get the discount. It's only $30. I reserve my business building spots for people who truly want to build the business. So I let folks know, if you want to build the business, here's what we do. We have the product tasting. We have our major blast that Cindy's going to talk to you about in just a second. You want to make sure you have plenty of inventory. You want to be using the products. You want to have enough for samples. So my business builders have parameters that they need to fit in. So I'm just not signing people up and just throwing them in the boat as fast as I can, because I really want quality folks. Now, not to say a customer, because I've had this happen too. Somebody buying 4 to 8 boxes of product a month, and they're selling it to their friends. So they're coming and paying retail for me, and then they're just reselling it at retail to their friends. And then they have finally seen the value of the business, so they turn into a business builder from being a customer. But now they know what they're getting into. So you just keep doing that. If you keep sharing it and make sure you keep your hands open when you're sharing it, then things can come back to you. If you keep your hands closed and you don't want to share very many products, then you don't have any room to have anything to come back into your hands. So it's actually, Randy talked about it this week on his Prosperity TV about, giving, trying to outgive the universe. So just keep giving and it will come back to you. And so next, my very good friend, Cindy Lapp, who I also love dearly. She is a gold in Denver. And I love her energy and her spirit. And she's just so dang smart. And and so she's going to talk to you guys about the product tasting parties and how to really get new team members started. And there's something else that she'll tell you about too. So Cindy, thank you.
Oh, thank you, Lisa. That was awesome. I love this business because we get to make such great friendships. So thank you so much. Yes, so I get to talk about what we call in our team product tastings. And I'm starting to hear this all over the X Tribe, right? And it's a really, really great way to jumpstart your business if you're brand new. But even if you're not brand new, let's say you've been in a while, but you never did a product tasting. People are really seeing especially my Texas team, do really well with this system, and so they're jumping on board and having tasting. So it doesn't matter if you're brand new or not, but it's when you first join and to have a major blast, you want to do that in your home because that's so duplicatable, right? It's not anything fancy. We actually keep it very, very simple. So I just want to go over some of the basics of how this Texas team is being so successful. And I just returned from Texas. As so many of you know, we had a success night in a tiny town of Breckenridge, Texas, just a few thousand people. Randy and Paul Devlin came and we had an amazing night. And we had a product tasting at Jennifer Bird's house, which was an hour and a half away from Breckenridge. And just like you said, Issa, she needed product, right? So she picked me up from the airport. We went straight to the home office. We bought product and went back, and got ready for the product tasting that evening. So we had a product tasting Wednesday night. We had the success night Thursday night. And then Friday morning at 9 a.m., we had another product tasting. And so it was very successful. And I'll share more about that in a minute. But so the basics of this is really, around the invitation. First of all, you don't want to invite for a product tasting to your home very much more than 1 to 2 days. If you do it more in advance than that, people forget, they find excuses of not to come. So this is what I've learned from this team is that they have better success even the day of. It's great to invite. It's not too late. It's actually more effective. And so there's some key points to this invitation that you want to include so that you have a higher success rate of people coming. So what I like to share with people is that I've joined a movement, right? Like I have joined this amazing movement in that I'm helping this company from Peru launch in the US. And would they come to my home to find out more about that, about what I'm up to? They get to taste amazing beverages and they may see something for themselves. So you really want to make sure that you include something around that for them. Because if they're just coming to see what I'm up to, they're going to listen differently than if they think that there's something for themselves. So I encourage you to, make sure they are aware that they're going to be looking at a business. I like to call it a movement now, but that there's no surprises. And then their listening is different, right? So those are really key. Oh, the other thing is you want to make sure you say that it's short, 45 minutes to an hour at the most. Just swing by, on your way home from work or whatever, and just, come have fun with us. So the intention of the whole evening or morning, because we had a morning one, is that it's fun, it's casual, it's laid back, And we really want to stress our amazing community too. So this is a fun adventure. There's no pressure. It's just light. It's very light. So that's one thing that we really stress. So in preparation for the tasting, you want, like we show the 11-minute video, the movement from the Amazon. So you want to make sure that you are set up to have that come through your TV. And so whatever technical things that need to be dealt with, do that ahead of time, right? I need someone other than me to set that up for me, because that's not my expertise. If you're sitting in a Starbucks to show them on your phone, that's just one-on-one, that's perfect. But if you're showing a group of people, you want it on the largest screen that you own. And that video is dramatic when it's on a big screen, right? So have that set up. And then also we set up a table. Our kitchen table works beautifully. Pull the chairs out, have the products all lined up. This is where you can bring in your inventory that Isa, you're talking about, having those extra boxes there and sachets around. We mix up usually about 4 products. We usually mix up Vita and On together. The Beauty In is always mixed up. And then we go back and forth. Sometimes it's the post-sport, sometimes it's the off. And then of course our protein. Those are a must, and have those already set up. And brochures, and we have information on nutrition and the ingredients, so that if someone does ask you, you have that right at your fingertips. So that's all set up. People arrive, and then you want to mingle. Just like in the Leadership Academy, we were told that that's a critical part to the event, because you want to meet the guests. If there's multiple Fusion members there, that everyone introduces themselves, and the whole intention is that the guests relax, right? That they get that we are really great people, right? Like the Fusion members, this is a chance for us to really shine and be awesome, which is not a stretch for any of us to be awesome with the guests. And so that is really important. Then people can come late then, like we don't, we know that happens. And although I like to say, try to be there on time, but inevitably someone shows up late. So then I invite them to come into my living room, sit on the couches, and we're going to watch a video, short video, I say. And I set the video up by just very short, like maybe 1 or 2 minutes, telling people why I chose Fusion. Like what's in it for me? Like, what do I see for myself? And I want to be really short about that, and then show the video, right? They watch the video, and it's so fun to watch people like shaking their heads, yes, and that video is amazing. Then after the video, I just make sure that people understand the difference between residual and linear income, because I don't want them to think that this is another JOB type income, that this is something different, because what I've discovered is that not everybody understands that. So I just make that point, and then I invite everybody to come over to the product table. We sample the products. I explain each one that I've mixed up, and then I make it very well known that if anybody wants me to mix up a different one, I'm happy to do that, especially a hot drink. And then the conversation just flows, and this is where it really is fun and juicy, right? People start drinking, they go, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And then we start, the questions inevitably come out about the business, right? So it's very organic. And then when you're coming close to your 45-minute time limit, you want to really stick with that, and release people to go and thank them and just be great with them. But I want to point out, don't be afraid to ask, did you see something for yourself tonight? Do you think these products could make a difference for you or somebody that you love or somebody that you know? And of course, we all know they're going to say, oh yeah, if it's not for them, it's for their mother, like their cousin, like you said. And so it's great to have a box right there. Yes, I would like to try this, this, and this, and that you can just sell it to them right then and there. People leave happy that they get to leave with their sack of goodies, right? And also on the table, something I forgot to mention, I have sachets out, so they really get how simple this is to share, really. So that's like the crux of the evening. What we want people to get from this evening is that it's a plug and play system, right? I could start a video. I can say 2 words about the video, right? And then for people that are long distance from their sponsor, I want to stress, like, don't use that as an excuse, especially if you're brand new, don't know what to say. You can, and my team in Florida has done this with me, and it's actually quite effective. They've FaceTimed me in, you could use Skype as well. And it's like I'm in the room with them answering the questions. So for those that are brand new that don't live near your sponsor, there's a way around that. So I think that this is I know this is a great way to jumpstart your business. And you can have multiple. You don't have to have just one, and 2 or 3 or 4. And then it just starts to explode from there. So that's basically it. And I just hope that, you guys can really have fun with these and enjoy yourselves and really shine as a community. So yeah, we've had tremendous success. So I want to pass this great webcast on to my buddy, Ben. I've known Ben for 10 years, although he's been in network marketing for 12. He's a gold also in Denver, but he is knocking on the door of platinum and should be platinum maybe by tonight. I don't know, Ben, but it's going to be very soon. And Ben he brings such expertise to this team. He has his MBA in international business, busy dad of 5, and still finds time to lead a very, very large team. So Ben, I'm happy to turn this webcast over to you.
Well, thanks, Cindy, and thanks for inviting me to be on here. Tonight, I'm going to go through the Getting Started training. And I think back to when we got into pre-launch, and Randy talked about our system. And at that time, and I don't know if you guys remember this, like in December, we had like 1 video, right? We didn't have a system laid out yet. And we've refined it, and finally have a beautiful Getting Started training. And I'm going to take you guys there in a second. But why is the Getting Started training essential? We are at a point now where, in the beginning, we had a lot of network marketers that were coming into Fusion. And what has happened is we've got a lot of people that are in Fusion that have never been in network marketing before, right? Duplication, you hear this word all the time, duplication. What is it? It's plugging into a business and doing the same thing over and over and over, and you're teaching that same system. If you don't have that, what tends to happen is people don't do anything because they don't know what to do. It's not their fault. They have no idea what to do. There's a lot of fear. And when you have a good system in place, it explains what to do. It explains that this isn't rocket science, right? So what I do when a new person comes in is within 24 hours, and this is something that I've had to learn, because when I first got into network marketing, it was kind of like, well, whenever you get to it, right? Whenever you get to that Getting Started training, and people would take a week or 2 weeks, and by then their fire has went down. So when I bring into a person into Fusion now, it's within 24 hours, I want to have a call with that person. I want to go through any questions that they've had from the Getting Started training, right? So when a person immediately joins, I send them the link to the Getting Started training and simply say go through this page, right? What I do on that call is I want to set expectations. And one of those expectations is, obviously get through the Getting Started training as quickly as possible. Let's go through your questions. Let's talk about the tasting party that we want to have set up within the week, right? Whether it's 2 people coming over or 15, or you've got to split it up and have 2 on one night and 5 in another. Get that tasting party going, because that's your hot market. That's where you can get products rolling. And Cindy and Issa did a great job explaining that. But the other thing that I think is imperative for us is to set the expectation that we are in a launch situation, right? And that network marketing is about taking little step by little step and not getting focused on the 10 grand a month, the 50 grand a month, And oh, I'm not making $5,000 a month in my first 2 weeks, so therefore it's not working. It's about taking one step at a time and setting that expectation with people that, hey, this is about building a residual income from the bottom up, right? It's going to take time. Yes, if we are doing this right, if we are getting out there and talking to people, we should be profitable in that first month. There's no reason we shouldn't be. But in terms of consistent build, I want to set that expectation, because a lot of people, I think, they get in and they just think that it's going to take on a life of its own right away. That life that our business has is created from our action steps. Okay, so set those expectations. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen and bring you to the getting started training here. Share. Okay, so if you go to fusionxtribe.com, this is where the getting started training is, fusionxtribe.com. Click on getting started. And again, what I do is when a person joins, I immediately shoot them an email and say, this is the first thing that we want to do, right? So here's the getting started. We've got an action plan. You can fill out your information. They can download the worksheet, but I don't have a ton of time to go through this. So I just want to go through these main points. Okay. Identify your why. Why is this important? We all have to have a reason that we're doing this business. My reason is to spend as much time as possible with my 5 kids, with my wife, help as many people out there as possible. I don't want to be working 60 hours a week when I know that I'm here for bigger purposes, right? So our new person wants to get in touch with their why, because when there's the ups and the downs of network marketing, they have to be able to fall back on something, their reason, right? So the why. Number 2 is set a health goal. And the cool thing about this is if you click it, it brings you right where you want to go. So that's pretty cool. But set the health goal. When I came into Fusion, my biggest health issue is my weight, right? I set a health goal. I want to get down to 10% body fat, and I've made a big chunk into that. But they want to individualize their health goal. Why? Because we want to be a product of the product, right? When I go out and see somebody that I haven't seen for 6 months, they're like, what the heck happened to you? Do you got cancer? I mean, no, these products that I'm taking, I've lost so much weight, right? So when we've got that belief level, not only about the business, about the industry, but about the products, it gives all 3 legs of the table. We're sturdy, our belief level's up, okay? Get connected. That's simply, get on fusionxtribe.com, put your email in on the right-hand side so you get correspondence about the webinars. Get on the X Tribe on Facebook. That's what getting connected means, right? And that'll give you all the links to where your new person needs to go. Set up your online business. This is simply getting your back office set up so it looks nice and pretty when they're sending their replicating link to people. Okay, it's not rocket science. It explains exactly how to set up the back office. Build your list. This is something that I think is probably one of the most important things of our business, is having that list. I do it on paper. Some people could use an Excel spreadsheet, whatever, but I want something to be able to work from, to be able to take notes on, okay? Building that list. Who's my hot market? Who's my warm market? Who's my colder market? Who am I going to talk to about the business? Who am I going to talk to about the products, right? Set your grand opening dates. This is the tasting party, right? When are we going to do that first tasting party? And again, we want to try and do it within that first week. Get some money flowing into their pockets as soon as possible. Get those products out to their hot market as soon as possible. Contacting the list. That's where the invitation is. One of the biggest questions is, well, how do I talk to people about this? We've got some great videos done by Randy, by other people that talk about how to do the invitation. The follow-up, just as important as the invitation. Videos on how to do the follow-up appropriately, how to not be that car salesman, but at the same time, show value to the business through the follow-up. And then check progress with your sponsor. You should be working with your immediate sponsor as much as possible because, long story short is they've been there before. They know what's going on in network marketing. They know how to teach. And then that final piece is duplicate this action plan. This is the duplication steps, right? And instead of me trying to explain everything to people and spend 3 hours on the phone trying to teach things, and we all know there's people that come in that don't do anything. This is hitting the ball into their court and allowing them to hit it back. If they hit it back, that means that they want to play. If they don't, well, then we got to look into that. So I ran over a little bit, and I'm going to stop sharing this, and I'll turn it back over to you. I hope that helped, guys. But again, fusionxtribe.com. Go to the Getting Started steps, and if you're not new, visit it again. Revisit this. It's always good to do that. So thank you. Thanks, Ann.
Hey, Ben, thanks a lot. I appreciate that quick overview that you gave, because I will agree that this is a new, valuable tool for all of us. And no matter what level you're at, this has just been posted in the last month or so with the new additions to our system, the tools, etc. So I'm going to recommend that everybody goes over there and takes a look at that. I also want to thank Isa for the incredible explanation on the 360, the fabulous customer ideas that you gave all of us, and how to really have some products on hand, inventory, so that you really have a business. You can't have a business with an empty cart. I mean, that's just the case here. If you look at my house, I'm sure it's the same with Ben and with Cindy. Cindy's doing the product tastings with her teams, and she's showing them how to do that, as well as, going into doing presentations. The first thing you want to take care of, you want to make sure you have products for yourself, products for your family, products so that you can share these products with people. You've heard some incredible stories. You've heard some incredible sharing on how this business is expanding because we are giving out samples. We're letting people taste the products. The feedback is amazing, guys. It's absolutely amazing. I have not had this kind of a response in 30 years in this profession. And that's because we have something that really is giving benefit to people with habits they already have. They're already drinking things. All we're doing is replacing them. And it's so easy to be able to share this information with people and putting the products in their hands. So in looking at our system, and for some of you that have seen some of the new exciting additions that we've been talking about this past week, and when I say additions and I say enhancements, if you haven't heard Michael Smith's explanation for the expansion of our Builder's Bonus, you've got to go to our X Tribe online, or our X Tribe Facebook page, and take a look at that fantastic explanation, because not only are we now expanding beyond the 2 weeks that somebody signs up and being able to get them a bonus for the executive or for senior executive or for bronze, but they're going to have 10 weeks in order to achieve bonuses. And they can do that twice, actually $30 and $30 for an executive. You're going to get the bonus as well, being their sponsor. They're going to get the bonus. They're happy. You're happy. Now you help them get to senior executive. Okay, they're going to get bonuses for getting to senior executive. You're going to get them as a sponsor. They're going to get them as a sponsor. Then they're going to get to, and they can do that 3 times. So imagine they do 2 times at executive, then 3 times as senior executive. They get to then bronze. They can do bronze 6 times. Okay, and each time they get to bronze, they achieve it in that week. You get $100, they get $100. Guys, this is expanding the income to $780 per person. Okay, if you get that into the idea of what we have here, it's pretty darn exciting. Now, some of you have asked some questions, and I just want to go over some simple frequently asked questions, so we're all on the same page. When do these bonuses become effective? Now. Okay, starting on week 43, which started on October 20th, last Thursday, it's effective. Second question I've gotten, well, I have an affiliate or I have a team member. They started the week before, in the week of the 13th of October. Well, guess what? We're throwing them in too. Okay, they can be part of this system as well. They can participate as long as they haven't cashed in on the executive, the senior executive, or the bronze. builder's bonus. Okay, if they haven't cashed in on that and they started on the week of the 42nd week, which is October 13th, that week, they can join us too on this. If you're going to get the bonus, they're going to get the bonus. Now, does this apply to first-time ranking entrepreneurs or only from those starting on week 43? Well, if you're a fusion entrepreneur already and you haven't reached a rank, you can benefit from the new builder's bonus as a sponsor. So go out and sponsor someone, help them get to executive, help them get to senior and to bronze, and you're going to earn that bonus as their sponsor. So everybody's covered. I'm covered, Issa's covered, Cindy's covered, and so is Ben. All right, there we go. Another question. Do I have to have 60 PV in order to be qualified? Yes. You must have a minimum of 60 PV. Now, from what you heard Issa talking about and what you heard about going on in my house and Ben's house and Cindy's house, that's not hard to do with the products that we have flowing through the house. In our case, I saw my cleaning woman leaving the house the other day after she talked to David with a BioPro under one arm, and I think it was liquid fiber and the Flora Leave under the other arm. And she's walking out of the house with products under her arms. Nobody gets past him now. So is it easy to get a 60 PV? Yes. Okay. And you have to have that in order to be active, in order to earn these bonuses. Now, is it paid weekly? Yes, guys, it's paid weekly. And do executives and senior executives. Oh, the other part of this is that now they've expanded the personal group bonus, which started at bronze at 8%, to now including, okay, people at the executive level, the senior executive level are also getting 8%. So guys, the exciting thing is that we, as Ben said, we're evolving. We keep evolving. We're evolving with our tools. We're evolving with our systems. We're evolving with our compensation plan, with our leadership, with our expansion. We're about to open some new countries. This is the perfect time to get yourself geared up and excited about what you're doing. And if you're not excited enough, then you need some Vita Energia, and you need some Thermo Tea in order to turn that engine on to get yourself geared up, because there's a lot of people out there that are waiting to hear about this. Now, we close out the week, okay, tomorrow night. So I need everybody to go into your back office and check and see in the enrollment lines, okay, who can you help get to one of those new ranks, especially now with the builder's bonus, the new builder's bonus. We want lots of stories in these weekly sessions. Nothing excites people more than hearing great stories about the products and great stories about how people are achieving financial success. Second thing is take a look and see, and I do this every week myself, who needs to place an order. That your personally sponsored people, who needs to place an order. Sometimes people forget, they may not be on the auto ship. You know, I have a brother who, God bless him, he's fantastic. He loves these products. He uses over 100 PV every other week himself, by himself. So sometimes he's so busy he forgets. I sent him a text message. I said, hey, I see you need to place an order. Boom, the order's placed. Why? He doesn't want to run out. Okay, imagine if everybody in your family, your close family, does what our family does, shows up with a shaker bottle, okay? We're all sitting down together with our shaker bottles. We're sharing stories about the products. We have better energy. We're sleeping better at night. We're losing weight. We're feeling great. Guys, this is what Fusion is all about. And we need to make sure that we're helping our teams achieve their health objectives, as Ben was talking about, as well as their financial objectives. And sometimes that means holding hands, making reminders, and keeping people back on track. And that's what these Tuesday night calls are about. That's what those Monday night or the Wednesday night leadership academies are all about in your area. That's why if you're not at a leadership academy, you need to be on these calls every single week, because this keeps you connected. This keeps you plugged in. This gives you the juice, the ideas, the thoughts, get your team together. You have something to talk about, and you can move through the week. So I want to thank all of you for being with us tonight. Let's close out this week strong. Again, I want to thank Issa and Cindy and Ben for an awesome evening tonight. Show them some love, guys. Go onto Facebook. Tell them how much you love them, and we'll see you next week. Bye for now.